Oh, I found a nice spot.
I think my ass is touching the ground, but that's okay.
And finally, my ankles aren't on rocks. They're usually on rocks. Right now they're on grass, which is nice.
So let's close our eyes. Sit nice and tall. Take a deep inhale. And release. Another deep inhale. This time releasing anything that's not serving you. Anything you want to just let go of, any emotions, any feelings, anything you don't need. This time on your deep inhale, fill yourself with love and light and inspiration. And exhale. And last deep unifying breath. Let's take a moment to get into utopia, to realize the gift we've been given in terms of being here, the beauty of the land, the nature, wonderful bees and hummingbirds, all the beautiful flowers that have bloomed, the waterfall, the lake, the animals, the grass, the plants, and most importantly, each other. We've come so far. And of course, there's moments and experiences that are challenging within ourselves and with others. And that's why keeping these times for Goddess Circle and this new group we've developed are so important to keeping harmony with each other. And making it a point to take care of ourselves. Taking that time to rest or lay on the grass or meditate or run or whatever it is that brings you back to you when you might be feeling down. And I'll ask you to think about that. What is something that makes you feel more supported? What is something that our fellow utopians can do to make you feel more supported? What can a fellow goddess here in Utopia do to make you feel more supportive? And I ask, please only focus on what's positive. And bring your awareness to your heart. And take a moment to send love to each and every goddess in Utopia. And now take a moment to send love to the men as well. And as we open Goddess Circle, remember this is a safe space to share. And send a blessing to our food, to our snack food that we'll have after we share. And I just want to thank you all for coming. And when you're ready, slowly release your hands and open your eyes. And so I changed the prompt to be when you're in that space so that you can kind of think from your heart instead of your head and try to be, positive space. I think the group was really awesome. And I think any way that we can find ways to support each other. And I guess I'll go first. I've noticed, like, it's obvious that touch, I think, is so important. But it's not because, it's just I've seen the impact it has. Like, you know, sometimes, some days are more hugging than others, but it's also different. Like let's say someone like Chris is someone I don't spend a lot of time with, but the other day I was doing something on the computer and he like patted me on the back and it felt like so nice. Like I haven't told him this, but it was like support that I got from him that I like hadn't had. And I was like, wow, that made me feel so good. And like lately when I see Rob, he'll just like have his arms open, like even if he's just passing me, you know, and it's just been, and I know that it's obvious, like I like hugs, but it's different when it's like initiated by someone else. Or like if I see someone who wants to hug, I usually go up and I'll say something, and sometimes I don't. Maybe a little lately I haven't been hugging as much, but this idea like that touch is so important. And that's why like I have cuddles with Josh, and I did cuddle with Mike last night, and you know, and even with Cal, like that was so awesome that he came, because like I felt like I didn't have that male female where I felt safe, and maybe someone didn't want to like, you know, like with Josh or whatever. And so for me, it's even if, you know, hugs make people uncomfortable, it's that like pat on the back or that encouragement through touch. So like that's just what I wanted to share. And so keep in mind, whatever we share is something that we can do for each other. And obviously when it comes from a genuine place, like if you're feeling like crappy and you just want to, it's still energy exchange. So if you just see that someone's struggling and you genuinely like take a moment and feel for them, you know, that's one way, at least for me. So that's something that I've noticed.
That was something that like I wrote about on like the second night here, was the importance of touch and how encouraging it was. You know, I think I wrote down like, you know, half the people here on the second night are driving me crazy, but I still want to touch them. You know, like just because I'm a huge patter in my normal life. Like I do that all the time to people, and I'll do that for like 20 minutes straight. And people make fun of me for it. just kind of keep it going at a
Watching TV.
You know, no, seriously, just in the car.
I like car hand holding.
You know, but yeah, no, thinking about your prompt, it's amazing how like just little things can totally turn your day around. You know, like last night, Bri, I was feeling like really crappy before bed because I was doing my normal bedtime like mood swing, and I just pulled out your little note that you gave me the other day and read it. You know, and it was just so simple. She just wrote me a little note that just said, "You're beautiful and stay strong." And I think Chris wrote on there like, "P.S. Let's make some more soap." You know, like that's all it was, but it's just made me feel so good. You know,
awesome.
or heck, just when you were there in my apartment talking about my swing, that made me feel good. It's like simple, stupid stuff, you know, but it's such a basic human need to feel like you're seen, you know, to not feel invisible, or to not feel like people are passing you by or not hearing you, you know, even when you're just saying something stupid and somebody recognizes it, you know, and just being heard and seen is such a huge thing.
I think I love affection. I'm like really affectionate. I walk up to people and like I'll pet them and like play, mess with their hair, and you know, I think it makes you feel closer to someone. When you feel sad and lonely and you reach out and you touch somebody, it helps make yourself feel better too. You know, and it helps make them feel good. You know, they may be going through the same thing you're feeling, and I think everyone here goes same, and we feel the same sadness and loneliness and the same hopelessness sometimes, and you know, it's the same like just depression sometimes. Some days, you know, they're better than others, but I think when you reach out to someone and you don't have to say anything, you just reach out and just
Is that what you've found has been
Helped
things that
me.
picked you up, so it is touch also?
helped me a
That's
lot.
interesting. I thought it was the only way around.
The first few weeks here, you know, it was really difficult, you know, I would be afraid to touch people because I don't know how they would react. And, you know, if I touch them, would they think I'm creepy? Like, if I just keep feeling people up, like, you know.
I love it. I think you helped me up, actually. But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. Being able to be around you guys, you too, has really helped. And, you know, sometimes we don't always get along, but we try. And, you know, me and Bella fight a lot. We're always at each other's throats. But when we're, I don't know why, I try to be nice to you. I don't know why either. It's not me, Bri. I'm trying to be nice to you, and I just, you know. And, you know, it's difficult. It's really hard. We have a lot of negative energy, and I don't know how to work through it.
I actually think that after we all share, exploring that in this safe space with different, you know, people around as well, that's a suggestion. You don't have to do it. I think this would be a great space to kind of see why that is. Just saying. I'm putting it out there. So at the end of sharing, you can see how you feel about that. Thank you for sharing, Bri. I'm going to pass.